Christmas, everybody. Hi, I am Santa Kuntz. It's Christmas Eve, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Tuesday, 24th day of December 2019. Thanks for starting your holiday with us. We hope you get a chance to spend the next few days and the next, right through the rest of the week and into the weekend with family and friends and celebrate tidings of comfort and joy. Quick programming reminder, we won't be here tomorrow, but Megan and I will be back doing our usual job on Thursday, the 26th. However, we're not going to work real hard. Just a heads up on that. Got a lot of stuff to touch on today, lots to get to. Break out the Skittles. Marshawn Lynch is a Seahawk again. That is, not surprisingly, our lead football story. Plus, we'll spell you through all the different playoff scenarios as the Seahawks get ready to wrap up the regular season and head into the NFL playoffs. Plus, in addition to sports, we got a lot of news to get to. It was a very busy day around the bullpen yesterday. That all-important weather forecast, it's just going to be too mild for snow. It just isn't going to happen. If you want a white Christmas, you're going to have to go at least away from the valley proper. You know, some places are going to have a little bit of snow still on the ground. It's not going to snow at all, we do not think, for the Christmas holiday. Complete forecast details are coming up. Plus, of course, Mike McNaughty has an opinion. We got the obscure holiday of the day today. We also have Today in History, a couple of big-time celebrity birthdays, and Fletcher Ellingson. You know Fletcher, he's the host of Live It Up, a show that's broadcast here on a regular basis on the NCW Live channel. Fletcher's going to be hosting a seminar, the NCW Business Breakthroughs. It's going to be Friday, January 24th at the Pybus Public Market. Fletcher will talk about that and all cool things Fletcher-related in the back half of the program. And yes, in case you're curious, this outfit is not particularly comfortable. All right, it's 2 minutes after the hour. The fog rolled in rather dramatically. I get up about 4 in the morning. There was no fog at all, just a few high clouds, kind of misty, overcast, and then boom, in a matter of about 5 minutes, a big layer of thick, heavy fog settled over the Wenatchee Valley. So needless to say, our Valley View cameras are somewhat limited to what we can see because visibility is, well, not much. Let's see what we got, see what Megan has been able to dial up. On our cameras, that is the cross camera, I believe. Is that correct, Megan? Look how thick and low-lying those clouds and fog is. Now, we are going to see some sun breaks this afternoon, but again, no snow at all in the forecast. It's just too warm. We're going to top off in the mid-30s today for Christmas Day proper. It's just going to be cloudy and cool, but the temperatures are going to be snowable, and the snow level is going to be down here, but there's just no moisture coming our way. So that is a view of the cross camera. Somewhere down there is the Wenatchee Valley. It hasn't gone anywhere. Rudolph is definitely going to be needed later on tonight. Camera number 2. We say good morning to downtown Wenatchee. That's a pretty good idea of how thick that fog is. Normally, on a clear day, we can see all the way down North Wenatchee Avenue as we look downtown from the roof of the Cascadian. Not the case today. It looks like visibility is, maybe a mile, if that, on this Christmas Eve. Just a few more hours to get your Christmas shopping done. I finally finished yesterday. I put it off. I knew what I was going to buy. I just hadn't done it yet. But I finished all my Christmas shopping yesterday. I'm happy about that. That nice little release of endorphins when you're done with your Christmas shopping. Camera number 3, where are we off to, Megan? Again, I'm assuming that's the Cascadian. Is that correct? That's looking down at the Pybus from the roof of the Cascadian. So the Pybus is down there. The Hilton Garden Inn is to your far left. Boy, we were at the Pybus yesterday, Megan and I. We were interviewing Carol and Leslie for our traditional monthly get-together, and Pybus was hopping, especially Mike's Meats. I think a lot of people were getting their roast beef and their prime rib from Mike McKee and the good folks at Mike's Meats. But boy, the Pybus was just cooking yesterday. A lot of fun. And camera number 4. We say good morning to, is that the top of McNeil Canyon? It is McNeil Canyon looking directly to the west at beautiful Lake Chelan way off in the distance. As you can see, the fog and the clouds don't look that pervasive up in the Chelan area, unlike it is down here in the Wenatchee Valley. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, it really came out of nowhere. Very dramatic. I mean, I stepped outside of my porch, it wasn't too bad, and then 10 minutes later I went back outside after I took a shower, and I went, wow, where did this fog come from? That's what we're going to deal with for the morning until it clears off later on this afternoon. I'm going to see a few sun breaks, so there you go. That's our tour around the valley, courtesy of Local Tel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless. And by the way, we're adding some new cameras to our towers, our Sky-Fi towers, as we progress into the year 2020. So we're looking forward to that. Going to have some new views for you in the not-too-distant future. All right, 5.5 minutes after the hour on this Christmas Eve, from Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, they give your home a hug. National Weather Service says, well, that's what we're looking at. Patchy fog, freezing fog at times, like it is right now. The snow level is going to be about 1,200 feet, but as I mentioned, there's absolutely no moisture at all. In fact, we'll have some sunshine later on today, so we'll call it partly cloudy, and we'll top off at about 36 degrees. Patchy freezing fog reforms tonight, so Santa's going to need Rudolph and his nose so bright to guide his sleigh tonight. I think I just wrote a song, 23, for the overnight low with lots of clouds. No sunshine, I'm afraid, for Christmas Day. Lots of clouds, lots of fog. The fog isn't going to really burn off for most of the day until maybe late in the morning into the early afternoon. Clouds pervasive all day tomorrow. No snow, high of about 31. Wednesday night, once again, the fog reforms. The clouds hang around, 21 for the overnight low. Thursday, lots of sunshine. Cool, 29 degrees. By the way, yesterday's high was 38, so we've had a very mild stretch of weather. We were in the 40s on Saturday and Sunday and almost hit the 40s on Monday. Sunrise this morning, 7:47. Sunset tonight, 4:14. That buys us 8 hours and 27 minutes of daylight. Once again, now that we're past the winter solstice, little by little, we'll have slightly longer days. And again, all the way through there, no snow in the forecast. We do have one slide to show you, and that is your total snow accumulations through Monday of next week. And as you can see, it's just nothing really out there. Nothing really out there. Occasional stray snowflake, that's all we're expecting. And this is not snow on Monday. This is possible snow totals through Monday of next week. So for the next 6 days. And again, there's just nothing really happening out there. All things considered, pretty quiet. Actually, pretty typical late December weather for north central Washington. So there you go. No white Christmas, at least here on the valley floor. Don't shoot the messenger. The messenger is Santa today. To the mountain passes we go. What's going on up there? Not a lot. Pretty quiet. In fact, it's going to be a very good travel day for you folks. No advisories, no restrictions on I-90. You're good to go. The roadway is bare and wet. That's a live shot, by the way, of Snoqualmie Pass. Stevens looks just like I-90. Lots of pavement for you to drive on. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet in Blewett. Ditto, no problems. No advisories, no restrictions. A little foggy. That's really about it. Absolutely zero snow at all in the forecast in the mountain passes until Thursday night, and even then, they're not expecting much of all. The next chance of real measurable snow, stuff that could make the drive over the mountains a little on the slippery side, is probably Saturday night into Sunday. Maybe. We're hedging our bet on that. That's a long way off, all things considered. Probably Saturday night into Sunday if you have travel plans there. You could get a little dicey, but between now and all the way through the rest of this week, absolutely no snow in the forecast for the mountain passes, so no advisories, no restrictions, not expected. 8 minutes after the hour. You're watching a Christmas Eve edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with Santa Kuntz. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Tuesday morning news. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Winter is here, and CVCH wants to give your child a free sled to help them stay active. This January, plan to join us for a free event for the whole family. Free sleds, hot chocolate, and fun. For complete details, visit the CVCH Facebook page or check us out at cvchchillout.com.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Nissan offers some of the most affordable and exciting all-wheel drive vehicles available. Now they're even more affordable during Town Nissan's Holiday Sales event. The largest rebates of the year plus amazing finance offers make Nissan your best bet this holiday season. Stop by Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee for all the details. The staff at Town Nissan would like to thank everyone for helping with our very successful food drive. Merry Christmas to all.
We're back. back 10 minutes after the hour. We have lots of low clouds and lots of fog and a little misty at times. It's 31 degrees outside of our studio. It's going to see a few sun breaks this afternoon. We'll top off in the mid-30s. Lots of clouds tonight and lots of clouds and cool temperatures anyway for Christmas Day. Here's what's making headlines. A one-vehicle rollover accident just south of Orrville claimed the life of a 9-year-old girl. Yesterday afternoon, the Washington State Patrol reports that a car being driven by 19-year-old Rebecca Schatzel of Orrville was traveling northbound in US 97 near milepost 330 shortly after 1:30 yesterday afternoon when the car failed to negotiate a curve, struck a ditch, and rolled over. Schatzel and her passenger, 9-year-old Sarah Satchel, were transported to North Valley Hospital in Tonasket, where Sarah Satchel was pronounced dead. Both were wearing seatbelts. Authorities believe drugs or alcohol were not a factor. Well, Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say a driver who flipped his vehicle on Squirrelchuck Road was drunk and carrying cocaine. Jackson D. Powell of Wenatchee is charged with DUI and drug possession. Early on December 13th, deputies found his GMC Sierra pickup sitting on its roof. Powell was not injured and submitted to a field sobriety test. He allegedly had a baggie of cocaine in his pocket and a blood alcohol level of more than 0.2%. The legal limit for intoxication in Washington State is 0.08%. A Wenatchee man convicted 2 years ago of exposing himself to a school teacher is now suspected of indecent exposure involving 3 children. Wenatchee police say Christopher Robert Miller exposed himself to 2 13-year-olds walking near Foothills Middle School in separate incidents in November and December, and a 17-year-old Westside High School student on December 2nd. In each case, Miller allegedly pulled up alongside the students, asked for directions, then exposed himself when they approached his car. Now, in 2017, Miller pleaded guilty to misdemeanor lewd conduct for exposing himself to a teacher walking home from Wenatchee High School. Police are seeking 3 felony counts in this new case. Miller, who's 28, is currently incarcerated at the Chelan County Regional Justice Center until bail has been set. An apparent gang-related shooting Friday night at Moses Lake injured 3 people, ranging in ages from 14 to 18. Moses Lake police say 2 cars were driving in the 1500 block of West Broadway. This is about 9 o'clock Friday night when at least one suspect in a vehicle fired multiple rounds at the other vehicle. 2 male victims were taken to the local hospital. The third, a female, had to be transported to a regional hospital. Conditions on those injured not available to us. Police are continuing to search for the suspects, and anybody with information is asked to contact the Moses Lake Police Department. A Wenatchee man is accused of strangling both his domestic partner and her cat during an assault. Earlier this month, 20-year-old Brandon Luna Gomez is charged with second-degree assault and second-degree animal cruelty for the December 6th incident. Wenatchee police say Luna first choked the woman's cat by the neck and then pinned the woman to the floor and choked her with his forearm. Luna has no prior felony convictions. He was released from jail on Friday on a $25,000 bond. Trial has been temporarily scheduled for February 11th. Well, the Douglas County PUD's new rate could cost the data centers up to 55% over the next 5 years. But what does that mean for home customers? Our very own Jefferson Robbins spoke with the general manager of the Douglas County PUD, Gary Ivory, and he filed this report.
Gary Ivory is worrying about the future. By 2029, Wells Dam, the Douglas County PUD's only hydropower project, will be putting out all the electricity it can handle, but it may not be enough for Douglas County's growing demand.
We saw really dramatic increases in loads. 2019, we project that our loads will almost increase by 20%. That is unsustainable by a small utility like ours.
As a result, the PUD board is weighing whether to raise rates.
From 2000 to 2010, we saw an increase from about 60 to 80 megawatts. And then from 2010 to now, we've increased all the way up to about almost 140 megawatts in load.
Most home customers would pay just 39 to 40 cents more on their monthly bills in the first year under the PUD's new proposal, but larger commercial ratepayers could see a total 15% increase by 2024. The real impact would be on cryptocurrency processors, with rates going up 110% in the next 5 years, and at the county's 2 large data centers, with a total 55% increase.
I would call the crypto loads and the data center loads extraordinarily large, and so we only have a certain resource. Once that resource from the Wells project is used up, it's gone. And we have to move into the markets to purchase power.
If the PUD has to buy market power to make up for shortages, the state's new Clean Energy Transformation Act means it would have to buy solely from renewable sources, and that market isn't fully developed yet. Doing nothing isn't an option. Both the earthen embankments on Wells Dam are vulnerable to earthquakes, and the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission is demanding at least $500 million in upgrades. Without it, the PUD's federal license to operate could be revoked.
There are scenarios where that embankment could be compromised, and we don't want to ignore a public safety issue like that.
The PUD's commissioners haven't voted yet on the rate proposals. More public hearings are expected, and new rates could become reality in 2020. Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. Finally, on this Christmas Eve, outgoing Wenatchee Executive Service Director Allison Williams says she's looking forward to the new challenges. Of course, she starts work just next week as the new city manager for the city of Moses Lake. Williams says she's proud of her involvement as a facilitator in the planning of various projects along the Wenatchee waterfront. Yesterday, she had a chance to sit down with her very own special news correspondent, Steve Hare, and she talked about her vision for Wenatchee's future as a center for higher education.
I see the new leadership that's percolating up and taking hold of projects, and I think, you know what, we have built the capacity of this community, and we're going to be just fine. The one thing that really needs to happen is for us to wrap our arms around the WSU Research and Extension Center and highlight and broaden the graduate research that is happening there and really build on that, because everything that we've done from the Center for the New West Days to today talks about higher educational learning opportunities because of the capacity it builds in your community and because the promise that it shows those who are most at risk when they see people practicing in your community their work. So I hope that this community really can see that one through and what's next. And maybe the PUD property offers some opportunities there. And I think the other thing is for this community truly to succeed, to wrap our arms around the arts. And we've worked hard to put art on our streets, and we have a theater and music program in our schools like none other, and really taking that to the next level. And that could be another opportunity for the PUD property with Riverside Playhouse there. And we had a meeting recently with the Stage Kids team, and I was blown away with what they're doing and the capacity that they're building in the community.
And that's what's making headlines on this Tuesday morning at 19 minutes after the hour. The crew will be gathering again on this Christmas Eve to cobble together a newscast for you. And you can watch it right here on this very TV station at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. With a preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, the Wenatchee Valley YMCA is thrilled to offer a new teen-only center with new games and new equipment. For the 7th straight year, Stamilt, Hanson Fruit, and their employees dressed up as Santa Claus and granted holiday wishes to 170 children in foster care and low-income households. I'll have your complete Christmas weather outlook, and Eric Granstrom will be in with a look at all the day's sports action. That and much more coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. Hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. We're looking forward to that. Yeah, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, also available on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com, and you can use our website as a tool for you to get a hold of us. If you're on ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of your screen. Click on it. A little form pops up. You can either submit a news tip or just say hi, drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Or you can email us, news at ncwlife.com, or you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a Facebook message, or you can just give us a call if you so desire. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. This is as much your station as it is ours. 20 minutes after the hour. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history. We got some celebrity birthdays for you. Mike McNally's got something on his mind, and my conversation with Fletcher Ellingson, the host of Live It Up. He's got a big thing happening at the Pybus next month. It's a busy Christmas Eve. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special. Using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
And we're back at 22 minutes after the hour. Cloudy, foggy, misty. We're at 31 degrees on this Christmas Eve morning. We'll have a few sun breaks later on this afternoon and a high of about 35. Lots of clouds tonight and lots of clouds and no snow, I'm afraid, for Christmas Day. Let's talk sports. For a lot of Seahawks fans, Christmas came early yesterday. The Beast is back. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch is signed to play the rest of the season for his former team, the Seahawks. Lynch was an unrestricted free agent after retiring from the Oakland Raiders. This was last year, of course. But he never submitted his retirement paperwork to the NFL. Now, in addition, Seattle signed former Seahawk running back Robert Turbin, who last played in Indianapolis in 2018. These two signings became necessary, of course, because we lost both Chris Carson and C.J. Prosise to season-ending injuries on Sunday. Lynch made a visit to Seattle's training facility last month following the season-ending knee injury to running back Rashard Penny. He reportedly told Seahawks coach Pete Carroll that he'd been working out and he's ready if the team needed him for a playoff run, and by golly, we do. If nothing else, of course, the signing of Beast Mode has fired up the fan base. Who's kidding who? Folks are a little nervous about Sunday's battle for the NFC West title with San Francisco. It is Sunday Night Football that will kick off at CenturyLink Field at 5:20. Green Bay came from behind last night and defeated Minnesota in Monday Night Football. So what does that do to the NFC playoff picture? Take a look-see. This is how it looks like right now. San Francisco would be the number 1 seed, followed by Green Bay, New Orleans, and the Eagles. Seattle would be the number 5 seed, the Vikings the number 6 seed. Dallas still has a shot, by the way, of winning their division. And here are the scenarios. It gets kind of complicated, so stay with us on this. If Seattle wins, the Packers lose, and the Saints win, the Seahawks would get the number 2 seed in the NFC, which means a first-round bye and a home playoff game in a couple of weeks. Now, if Seattle, Green Bay, and New Orleans all win, the Hawks would be the number 3 seed, which means a first-round home playoff game against the Vikings. And finally, if Seattle loses to San Francisco on Sunday, they'd be the number 5 seed, which would mean a first-round playoff game on the road at either Philadelphia or Dallas. Told you it gets complicated. All right, we are 9 bowl games into the bowl season. We've got 30 more to go, including lots of bowl games over the next few days. There's one today on ESPN. It's Hawaii and BYU in the SoFi Hawaii Bowl. Then there's 2 on the day after Christmas. You got Louisiana Tech and Miami in the Independence Bowl in Shreveport at 1 o'clock on the day after Christmas, and that's followed by the Quick Lane Bowl, and that's Pitt in Eastern Michigan at 5 o'clock, also known as the Why Do We Have to Play a Bowl Game in Detroit over the holidays. Then there are 5 bowl games on Friday. Starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, goes all the way until after 10 o'clock on Friday night. The last game, of course, is the one we're keeping an eye on. Yep, it's the Cheez-It Bowl. The Cougars will take on Air Force. That kicks off at 7:15 on ESPN again on Friday. Coming up this week on the NCW Life broadcasting schedule, it begins tonight. We got wrestling from January 22nd, Eastmont hosting Wenatchee. Thursday night, hockey night features the Wild and Salmon Arm from December 13th. Friday, it's back to basketball as the Wenatchee boys host Davis from a game last February 16th at Wenatchee High School. On Saturday, we'll bring you last Wednesday's bowling match between Wenatchee and Eastmont from Eastmont Lanes at 1 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. Then we cap off Saturday night at 7 with Eastmont and Wenatchee girls basketball from January 4th. We will resume live coverage of prep sports once we get to the new year. And the new decade, for that matter. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Christmas Eve. It's 25 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday of the day today, it's Eggnog Day. Every holiday, I just loved eggnog. Somehow or another, eggnog has fallen off my culinary radar for reasons unknown. It's just eggs, milk, cream, sugar, and traditional eggnog has a little bit of alcohol in it. We'll get to that a little bit later on. The drink began in England, and just like everything else, it kind of just worked its way over the Atlantic and has become a holiday staple here in the United States. Traditional eggnog has a little bit of alcohol in it of your choice. The traditional alcohol is whiskey, but you can put anything in it you want, or none at all. I don't know why I don't like eggnog anymore. Of course, on the other hand, I haven't actually had any eggnog for quite some time. I loved it when I was a kid. Don't much care for it anymore. I wonder what happened. I'll see if I can have a little eggnog today. Maybe rekindle some precious memories of my childhood. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Speaking of eggnog, today is the 193rd anniversary of the infamous eggnog riot at West Point, at the United States Military Academy at West Point. Here's what happened. For most of the cadets at West Point, they of course had to stay home for the holidays, and they were bored, and there was not a lot going on. So a couple days before Christmas Eve, back in 1826, they snuck in a whole bunch of whiskey. They snuck it in these giant kegs, and they made eggnog for a big party, and things simply got out of hand. It was literally a riot. They started knocking things over and hitting each other. And about 1/3 of the Corps of Cadets at the West Point Military Academy ended up getting involved in this. It finally came to an end on Christmas morning when the authorities broke it up. 70 cadets were implicated. 20 of them were actually court-martialed and thrown out of the United States Army. And one of the members involved in the eggnog riot, although he was not court-martialed, would be the eventual president of the Confederate States of America, Jefferson Davis. Yes, boredom and whiskey do not mix. The eggnog riot happened on this date 193 years ago today. And 168 years ago today, the original Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. burns. They had a lot of problem with fires back in those days. About 35,000 books, which was about 2/3 of the original Library of Congress, gone altogether. And you remember Thomas Jefferson donated a bunch of his books, actually sold them for money. About 2/3 of the original Thomas Jefferson collection also went by the wayside when the Library of Congress burned on this date in 1851. Let's do some birthdays. They say if you're crazy and poor, you're just crazy. If you're crazy and rich, you're eccentric. Howard Hughes was definitely an eccentric. He took an already existing tool business that his father created and made it into a multi-billionaire. He was an incredibly brilliant guy, but most people remember him as being just kind of goofy. He was born on Christmas Eve, 1905, died at the age of 70 in 1976. On Thanksgiving Day of 1966, he moved to Las Vegas, moved into the Desert Inn, didn't want to bother the owners of the Desert Inn very much, so he just bought the whole hotel a couple of days later. He ended up buying, the Frontier, the Castaway, the Landmark Hotel and Casino. He bought the Sands. He owned that. Of course, he lived at the top floor of the Desert Inn in complete and total seclusion. In fact, my favorite Howard Hughes story, he actually bought the Silver Slipper Casino directly across the street from where he lived at the Desert Inn because the big neon Silver Slipper sign that would blink outside of his bedroom window kept him awake. And he asked them to move the sign or turn it off, and the owners of the Silver Slipper said, we're going to do neither, so he just went and bought the entire casino and then had the sign torn down. Howard Hughes, born in this state in 1905. And happy birthday to my brother-in-law, Mark Mayer. He's old. I know how old he is. He knows how old he is. We'll leave it at that. I asked him last night at the gathering. I said, how old are you going to be on Christmas Eve? He goes, old. We'll leave it at that. It's the bottom of the hour. Mike McNulty has an opinion on the way, plus my conversation with Fletcher Ellingson. But Can't forget about Campbell's. The destination deal continues. Now, they're going to extend this through the end of the year. If they do it into January, great. If not, you're running out of time. So you know what goes on by now. If you are a local, if you live in the North Central Washington area, you can get a room at Campbell's gorgeous resort at Lake Chelan starting at $95 a night. I kid you not. Rooms start at $95 a night, but it's for locals only at Campbell's Resort. So get up and spend some quality time at beautiful Lake Chelan where it's all nice and quiet and peaceful, and chill out with some family and friends and loved ones or whatever. And you can stay at Campbell's for just $95 a night if you are a local. All right, Mike McNighty's got an opinion. He always does. And then my conversation with Fletcher Ellingson coming up. You're watching a Christmas Eve edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
My awesome is being able to share my passion for yoga. I found yoga in my mid-40s to help me kind of de-stress and calm down, and it actually changed my life. Washington Trust believed in me. I felt like, okay, they got my back. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go for it. It actually makes you feel like more brave. I do have a lot of awesome in my life.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, we'll help you get there.
Local breweries are on a row in Wenatchee. Brewers Row, that is. Start with Wenatchee Valley Brewing Company near Riverside 9 Apartments. Continue south down Riverside Drive to Columbia Valley Brewing. Then it's off to Badger Mountain Brewing on the corner of Orondo and Columbia Streets. Further south on Columbia is 509 Beer Works. Each has its own charm, unique menu, and some of the best locally made brew around. Find it all on Brewers Row along the waterfront in downtown Wenatchee. Aaron Lindholm, the Executive Director at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista in Wenatchee, gives us an overview of the campus and the services they offer.
So Colonial Vista was built back in 1968. So the great thing about our product here in Wenatchee is we really do have a continuum of care from independent living to assisted living, long-term care, rehab, and so we're really able to take care of our residents right here on campus. And we look at this as our residents' home, and we're honored to serve them in their home each and every day.
Call today for your tour.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
When the time comes to propose, when you want to celebrate a birthday or an anniversary, when you want to mark a special milestone in someone's life, Clark's Jewelry has been providing quality jewelry at a fair price since 1977. Diamonds, gemstones, watches, necklaces, earrings, rings. Their professional staff will take the time and care to help you find the perfect piece of jewelry. Clark's Jewelry, always quality jewelry at a fair price.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Little 4-point. It's a nice coconut. Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Live channel.
People are really skeptical of our industry. They have been sold products, they have been sold policies they either don't need, don't understand, confusing. I understand that. We are more about the process and the people. Our SFG roadmap is designed to take care of all of those concerns. For those that have questions about their retirement, we would love the opportunity to sit down and chat with you.
If you want to work in IT, here's a tip. Employers value IT certifications. 91% say they play a key role in hiring. 72% require them for certain job openings. Improve your odds of getting the job. Enroll in the Computer Networking Systems program at Charter College. In 14 months, you could earn an associate degree and 6 IT certifications. Get started at chartercollege.edu/IT, where we work to get you to work.
Mike Mad Dog Magnani, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, over the past few years, I've heard increasing criticism of a company we know as Goodwill. Now, this criticism runs like this. Goodwill's paying nothing for the merchandise that they retail. They pay their employees a pittance and make tons of money in a despicable manner. Now, I can't believe this criticism of whoever this guy is. Whoever the guy is who came up with the idea about Goodwill, he came up with a very creative business plan, offers entry-level work experience to folks who might not get a job anywhere else, offers good prices for the stuff you need, and gives you and I the opportunity to get rid of your junk and get a tax write-off. And I kind of think the criticism of this guy is prompted more by jealousy than any justifiable social outrage. And by the way, the people I've spoken to who work for Goodwill, they like their jobs. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnani, and that's my opinion.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guest for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
Exercise gets everybody to be the best version of themselves they can be. And that's what I see us doing. And a lot of people see gyms as selling memberships. We see ourselves as helping our members become exercise practitioners so that their life is better, their day-to-day is better. That's what we do.
Some jobs are a calling. They take passion and a devotion to the community. They're here for your kids, guiding the next generation of leaders. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local teachers. Every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select teacher organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little. With the Gisa Teachers Affinity debit card.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Circle your calendar for January 24th. The place to be is at the Pybus Public Market. It doesn't matter if you are running an already existing business, maybe you have a dream of running your own business. You got to go about the right way. And here to talk about that with a unique perspective on how to get things going is a gentleman who's no stranger to this television station. He is the host alongside with his lovely wife, Amy, of Live It Up, Fletcher Ellingson, on the other side of the table for this time.
That's right.
I'm interviewing you for the first time. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
How's Live It Up doing? How's the show?
Well, I'm having a blast with it. I'm not sure exactly how it's doing, but I'm having fun, and that's what's important. So I think if I'm having fun, that the audience is having fun.
Are you out and about and people go, "You're the Live It Up guy, aren't you?"
You know
Does
what?
that happen?
It has happened a lot, and
Yeah.
surprisingly. So, I mean, when we're at Costco and people are like, or people say, "Hey, Fletcher," I was like, "Do I know you?" I was like, "Yeah, I see you on TV." So,
Well, that's good.
yeah.
That's good. That's what we want to hear. How many episodes? You're probably over 100 episodes now.
Actually, today we're going to film 67.
Wow.
Number 67.
Wow. Do you have a hard time coming up with something new each time? How do you plan out your show? How do you do that?
Well, so Amy helps me. She brings the medical portion of it, so the wellness portion. So she tells me what we're going to do on that. So that's easy. And then when she's not here, I interview other people in the community, like you, as you know, and that's always fun. And so I just look for interesting people who are doing inspiring things or that I'm interested in, and hope that the audience is interested in it too. So
It's amazing how many interesting people, for lack of a better term, live in North Central Washington.
Yeah.
Just last week, your producer, who happens to be my producer, Megan, and I, we went up to Kashmir and got a chance to talk to Mel and see his magic stuff. It was fascinating.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it was really. I can't wait for that episode to air.
Yeah, exactly.
That was really good. Mr. Babcock is quite the fascinating guy too.
Yeah, and we're going to go back actually and just sit down and bust out some magic in January. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And for those of you who don't know, Fletcher does have a background in the art of the illusion.
Yeah.
I guess, but it's funny because you do this and you have it. You did it professionally as a magician, and yet what you do now in with your life coaching is almost a 180-degree difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with. I mean, you were dealing with illusion, and things aren't quite as they seem, and now we're going. This is exactly as they seem.
Yeah. Yes and no. The funny thing is that both are dealing with psychology, right?
Right.
And humans are very predictable in the world of magic and outside of that. And so one of the things that I do as a magician and as a coach is I look for patterns and the way people think and perceive things. And when you can tune into that, you get an insight as to how they operate in the world and the results that they're going to get, which allow you then to help them tweak their psychology to get different results.
Why is it that people, as a general rule of thumb, don't like to be deceived, and yet when it comes to magic, they love it?
Yes. So people fundamentally like to think that they know everything, but they delight in that moment of absolute bewilderment and where they can't reconstruct exactly what happened because it feels good. And that feeling of amazement is so rare these days. When we were a kid, it was all the time. We were like, oh my gosh, everything was amazing.
Everything's new, right?
Yeah. But now as an adult, we're like jaded and cynical and we think we know everything. So it's a real treat. But yeah, people are very skeptical. They think they're going to be able to figure it out.
Do you still partake in magic now and again?
I still perform, on a regular basis. But it's for smaller, intimate parties that are.
Do you prefer to perform before an adult audience or kids? I'm
Adults.
thinking adults. Okay.
Yeah, I love my favorite gig. Just a group of adults who are gathered around a dinner table, there to have fun and celebrate, and I just come up and do close-up magic right at the table there.
Because they're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when we were taping Mel up at his magic shop there in Kashmir a couple weeks ago, I was trying to figure out how he did it.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Part of it is entertain me, make me think about how this possibly was done. But I don't really care about the secret. I'm there for the entertainment value.
Yeah, it's a time of play.
Yeah.
And I love it because it feels good to be fooled.
Yeah, it does. It does. Fletcher, of course, and Amy host Live It Up. Again, it airs multiple times here throughout the week on the NCW Live channel. Let's talk about January 24th at the Pybus Public Market. I'll let you take it from here as far as what people need to know about it.
All right, I'm really excited about this. It's going to be January 24th, and it's called NCW Breakthroughs, NCW Business Breakthroughs. And this is an opportunity for entrepreneurs, salespeople, managers, business owners to come and to really look at their business from a brand new angle. Because as a coach, one of the things that I do is help people shift their thinking. If we want to get brand new results and in our business or in our life, we have to change the way we think. One of my favorite quotes is from Albert Einstein. He says, we cannot solve our current problems with the same level of thinking we used to create those problems, right? Something's got to be different. And so this business seminar is an opportunity to really shift your thinking, even just a millimeter. Just a small shift in your thinking sets you on a new trajectory, and therefore you're going to get new results in your business. So a lot of people, they think they get in their business and they are passionate about it, and they've got some service they want to provide or something they're building, right? But what they didn't expect was all the other things that go along with creating a business. And you've owned a business, right?
I've owned a business, and the first thing I learned is it is hard work.
Yes.
It is hard work, and sometimes the work itself overwhelms you, and you lose track of the big picture because you're so busy taking care of the little picture.
Exactly.
And the hours can sometimes be overwhelming. It was terribly awarding. I had a great deal of fun being my own boss, but working 6 days a week for 5 years, there was a burnout factor in it that I was not prepared for, and I wish I was.
Yeah, and so sometimes our businesses become our biggest source of stress in our life, right? And a lot of the people that I talk to who are entrepreneurs, they feel like they're kind of like just treading water and kind of trying just to stay above, and that doesn't feel good. And so this seminar is designed to really help people break free from financial stress and persistent worry and management overwhelm so they can get back to what they're really good at and what they love doing. And we do that by really using a unique set of tools that mostly are not taught in school or college. I happen to have stumbled upon them because I've been dedicating my life to this concept of evolving our thinking. And I've seen it work for myself in my life. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've had businesses that have crashed and burned very badly, and some that have been wildly successful. And so I've really boiled it down. And they're not my ideas. They're just I've been blessed to have many coaches and mentors in my life who have just helped me along the way. And so this is an opportunity for me to offer that and pay it forward.
How does one know that they have? I mean, everybody dreams that one, I want to own my own business. I want to be my own boss.
Yeah.
I want to be answerable to nobody except myself. How do you know if you have the skill set to pull it off? That maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you're better off being an employee as opposed to an employer.
Yeah, so that's a great question. One of my recent clients just sent this wonderful testimonial to me, and one of the things in it she said that it's not a matter of if you have it or not, because running a business and owning a business is a learned behavior. And so if you can learn the behaviors and learn what you need to do, then anybody can do it. But you've got to have a stomach for it as well. You have to be committed to taking on and learning beyond just that one thing that you love to do, like sell something or provide a service or build something.
Is this for anybody? I mean, it's like, say I'm just a dentist, or I have a hardware store, or I'm a work at home and I work on spreadsheets for whatever. Is this anybody who's
Yeah, especially, yes it is. And especially service providers. So if you have a service that you're providing, definitely you want to get here. If you're in sales, definitely you want to come to this seminar. Because we're going to show you, how to get different results. Everybody wants new results, and especially at the beginning of the year, people are like, okay, writing my New Year's resolutions, my goals,
Sure.
And a lot of the times we see the same goals that were on there last year and the year before, right?
And the year before. And
right.
The year before.
And again, that's because we're using the same level of thinking over and over and over again. We've got to have a breakthrough. We've got to shift our psychology so we can get that new result. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, what's the difference between being in a rut and being in a groove or being in a comfort zone? There's a difference, isn't there?
There's a big difference, yeah. And it all comes down to how we think. So, and what our beliefs are. Our beliefs are so powerful. If we believe that, we might write a New Year's goal that seems outlandish and we want to hit it, but our desire alone doesn't mean we're going to hit it. If we have a conflicting belief about our ability to do it, you can kiss it goodbye. It's not going to happen. So we've got to shift your thinking so you can actually stand firmly in your beliefs about what is possible. And when you reach that level of certainty, then you can hit that goal.
The key to any successful business to go forward and move forward and make money, spotting trends, you got to know what's coming down. You can't be surprised by, oh my God, now everybody wants to buy this product and I can't get a hold of it, or everybody wants this service and I don't have the time or the wherewithal to make it happen. How important is that to the success of a business, understanding what may be coming down the road a year or two that you need to know about it and you need to understand it?
Yeah, it's huge. In the real estate industry, for example, a number of years ago, this massive company called Zillow came to town, right? They had this vision. Well, it caught a lot of real estate agents unaware because they weren't dialed into the power of the internet, and so these guys they came over and just changed the industry. And so the real estate industry was scrambling to get their feet back and get in the game again. So yeah, it's definitely important to pay attention to what's coming down in your industry.
Outside of your professional expertise, what other professional people should somebody either already running an existing business, be it goods or services, who else should they be talking to? Marketing people, things like that. Who else needs to be consulted before one jumps off the diving board into the deep end, so to speak?
Yeah.
Besides people like yourself.
Yeah. Some of my best advice, I think, is, look, if you want to get into business, whatever industry it is, find somebody who's doing really well in that industry and take them out to dinner, take them out to lunch, take them out for coffee,
Pick their brain.
Yeah, ask the questions. Because most of those people who are well established in that industry, they're happy to share their expertise because you're not a threat, you're not a competition, there's enough to go around. But it's just reaching out and beginning to make those connections and contacts.
So again, it is January 24th at 8 o'clock in the morning at the Pybus Public Market. What do they have to sign up? Is there admission? Give me the meat and potatoes on this kind of thing.
So it's $150 if you register at the door at 8 a.m. on January 24th. Save $50. Go online to FletcherEllingson.com/NCW/ or you can just go to Fletcher Ellingson, look for the
Google
seminars.
it. It's easy. It's right there. That's what I do.
And sign up there, and it's $100 to register. And then the seminar starts at 9. It goes till 5. There's going to be a ton of super solid content, and of course, breakthroughs and new results.
What do they need to bring? A notepad and a pen? That kind of
deal?
Yes,
a notepad and a pen, and bring your #1 biggest business challenge, because we're going to solve it on that day.
Okay. And the #1 business challenge is, how do I make money? I have a passion for this, but can I get wealthy doing it?
Yes.
You know?
And the answer is yes, you can.
Yeah.
It just all comes down to your thinking.
Yep, I agree 100%. So it's a nice little balance between a traditional business plan and a little bit outside the box.
Yes, definitely outside the box. It's going to be fun. We're going to stretch you, and when you get out of your comfort zone, that's where the magic happens.
Do you have to occasionally give people, Fletcher, bad news like, this probably isn't going to really be a pretty good idea. I'd go back to your old job or anything like that. Because you and I have both been in possession. There's a reason that my record store isn't around anymore, because I couldn't. I got out competitioned. And I was not prepared for it. How do you handle that when you have to sit down with a potential client and say, this is how I see it, is that this is probably not a very good idea? Because you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to be a straightforward shooter with anybody who's asking for my advice. So, and I've been able to fortunately meet so many people from different walks of life. So I have I'm a good sounding board, and I'll tell you yes or no.
It's just so much easier because nobody wants to make anybody feel bad. It's so much easier to, give it a go.
Yeah, but the good news is there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way. FletcherEllingson.com. It's a piece of cake. Just go there and get registered on January 24th. Keep up the good work on Live It Up. Good to see you. You'll be doing a couple episodes with Amy. We haven't seen Amy for a while. I know she's got a new gig up north, so we don't get to see her as much as we used to.
Yeah, but she'll be here today. We're going to film 2 episodes today. So.
All right. Thanks, Fletcher. It's good to see you, my friend.
Thanks, sir.
Yep. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
All right. Cool.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee believes a clean home is a happy home. Mary Maids provides holiday cleaning services to cheer about. Don't let the seasonal cleaning ruin the festive fun. Mary Maids can simplify your life at a great value. It's never too soon to start planning a holiday perfect home. Mary Maids of Wenatchee happily offers a worry-free guarantee. Locally owned and operated, let Mary Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Call Mary Maids today.
For plumbing, heating, or cooling repair, Patriot will be right there.
We know they exist, those who love cold water.
Yeah, no thanks.
Fortunately, there is plenty of hot water for the rest of us from Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Ask the pros at Patriot which Rheem water heater is right for your home.
Patriot Plumbing, heating and cooling, we'll give your home a hug.
Hi there. It's Les Schwab Tires. Well, more like Les Schwab alignment and brakes and shocks and wheels and tires. Now, some tire places don't offer all that. They only sell tires. And we're not sure how they sleep at night, because all those services affect things like steering and stopping. That's why we offer more than tires to help keep you safe. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Ho, 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 ho. Hi, how are you? We're back on this Christmas Eve edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Santa Kuntz, I think, from the National Weather Service and our friends at Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Let's take one more look at your holiday forecast. Again, it's misty, it's cloudy, it's foggy. We're at 30 degrees outside of our studios. Now, we're going to see some sun breaks later on today. The fog will burn off. The freezing fog will burn off. The clouds will lift a little bit. Sunshine will be making a couple of, impromptu appearances, if you will, later on this afternoon. We'll top off at 36, which is a good 5 or 6 degrees above normal for this time of year. Patchy freezing fog reforms tonight. Clouds will be with it as well. Overnight low of about 23. Christmas Day. Are you dreaming of a white Christmas just like the ones I used to know? That's all you'll be doing, at least here on the valley floor. No snow at all in the forecast, and it's just going to be cloudy. Cloudy, temperature about 31, about normal, lots of fog. It's not going to burn off. So the sun is taking Wednesday off, but it'll be back on Thursday. Lots of sunshine, cool temperatures, though, about 29 degrees, just a little bit below normal. And then we go to the same pattern for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Basically, in the early morning hours, just like today, we'll have clouds and fog and a little bit of freezing fog. And then later on in the afternoon, as the sun climbs up, it'll burn off some of the fog and some of the clouds, and we'll have some sun breaks on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with temperatures just slightly above normal. Absolutely no snow in the forecast at all. In fact, we have a slide from the National Weather Service. This is the forecast, the amount of snow we're expecting all the way through Monday of next week. This is not snow next Monday. This is total snow accumulations for the forecast period. And as you can see, almost nothing. The occasional flake here and there, and that's all we're going to get. It's going to be cold enough for snow, and the snow level is going to be about 1,200 feet, but there's simply no moisture out there. There's no storm systems. So we're not expecting any snow at all here in the Wenatchee Valley. So to recap, clouds and fog this morning, some sun breaks this afternoon. We'll get up to about 36 degrees. Patchy freezing fog tonight. It does not burn off tomorrow. It'll be mostly cloudy on Christmas Day. Highs will be in the lower 30s, about 31 or 32 for Christmas Day. And then we have, again, sunshine Thursday, and then morning clouds, afternoon sun Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and right on in to Monday. Just not a lot out there. Very quiet weather forecast. Sun's been up for about 10 minutes or so. Sunrise officially was 7:47 this morning. It'll go down at 4:14 tonight. So 8 hours and 27 minutes of daylight. Finally, let's take you up to the mountain passes. A lot of people traveling today, and it's going to be mighty fine. You got no issues at all. It's a live shot of I-90. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. Now, Stevens Pass, they're going to do some avalanche control work on Stevens Pass. They're going to start that in just about a minute, about 8 o'clock this morning. And they expect it'll be blocking traffic for about a half an hour. That's their guesstimate. Of course, when you do avalanche control, you don't really know. You shoot the explosives into the side of the mountain, the snow comes down, they clear it off. It depends entirely on how much snow comes down and covers Stevens Pass. So again, avalanche control work on US 2 is scheduled to begin at 8 o'clock this morning, and they're expecting delays of about a half an hour. In the meantime, the pass itself is fine. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is pretty much bare and wet. And Blewett Pass, again, good to go. No advisories, no restrictions, and none expected. And there's zero snow in the forecast for the mountain passes until Thursday night, and even Thursday night and into Friday. They're not expecting a lot of snow. You should be fine an inch here or an inch there at the higher passes. I-90 is not expecting any snow at all. The next chance of significant snow, in other words, measurable snow that could make your drive over the mountain passes a little on the dicey side, is going to be Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's it for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Once again, we're taking Christmas Day off, and we'll be right back at it here on the 26th. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and yours. We'll see you Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.